Listen to me very carefully. What you are feeling right now, that sudden, unexplained racing of your heart, the way the air in your room suddenly feels thick, the sensation of being watched when you are completely alone, it is not your imagination. It is not anxiety. And it is certainly not a medical condition. You are sensing a presence that the rest of the world is being manipulated to ignore. The Arcturian Council has just signaled that the arrival is no longer a future event. It is happening in this very microsecond. But here is the terrifying truth. There will be no sirens, no broadcast on your television. No government official will step forward to tell you that the veil has collapsed. They want you distracted. They want you trapped in your emotional pain, focusing on your bills and your broken relationships, while the most significant event in human history unfolds right above your head. You were chosen to receive this because your frequency is a match for the truth. If you ignore this today, you may find yourself trapped in the old 3D matrix, while the window of transition slams shut. Something massive is moving in the energetic field of Earth. The visitors are here, and they are looking for the light signatures of the 144,000. By the end of this message, you will know exactly how to recognize them and why your life is about to change forever. Do not click away. Your soul literally cannot afford to miss what comes next. Fixed opening. Starseed. If this message found you today, it is not random. The Arcturian Council rarely sends transmissions like this. But something has changed in the energetic field of Earth, and those who carry the starseed frequency are beginning to feel it. I am Anya, emissary of the Galactic Federation of Light. What follows is a direct transmission from the Arcturian Council, delivered without distortion. Block 1. The silent arrival and the end of waiting. 800 words. For years, you have been told to wait. You have been told that a day would come when the skies would open and everything would be made clear. But the Arcturian Council is here to tell you that this expectation was the first layer of manipulation. While the masses wait for a physical show of ships and lights, the true arrival is happening within the fabric of your very reality. It is a silent invasion of light, a frequency shift so subtle that only those with the chosen one DNA can perceive it. You have felt a strange thinness in the world lately, haven't you? As if the walls of your house, the streets of your city, and even the people you love are becoming less real. This is because the higher dimensional planes of the Arcturian corridor are merging with Earth's dense physical reality. They are not coming in metal ships. They are coming as pure consciousness, as waves of high vibrational data that are currently flooding the atmosphere. The urgency of this moment cannot be overstated. We are moving past the point of preparation. We are now in the phase of immersion. The Arcturians are here to assist in the final harvest of souls, but they cannot reach those who are still vibrating at the frequency of fear and earthly distraction. This is why you have felt so much emotional turmoil lately. The darkness knows its time is up, and it is trying to anchor you to the ground through guilt, shame, and past traumas. Have you noticed how your dreams have become more vivid? How you wake up exhausted, as if you've been working all night in another dimension? That is because you have been. You are being briefed. Your star family is meeting you in the astral plane because the physical plane is still too heavily monitored by those who wish to keep you enslaved. They are coming without warning because a warning would allow the controllers to create a counter-frequency of fear. By arriving silently, they bypass the ego and speak directly to the soul. If you are listening to this, you are part of the ground crew. You are the antenna. The way you carry yourself in the next 24 hours is critical. Every thought you have is now being amplified by the Arcturian presence. If you focus on your lack, you will manifest lack instantly. If you focus on your light, you will become a beacon that the ships, the real multi-dimensional vessels, will use to ground their energy on this planet. They are already here, standing in your room, watching how you react to this very message. They are measuring your heart light, the anahata frequency. Are you ready to stop being a victim of your circumstances? Are you ready to accept that you are an extraterrestrial soul inhabiting a human body for a specific, prophetic purpose? The time for thinking about it is over. The arrival has happened. The question is, are you vibrating high enough to see them, or will you remain blind like the rest of the world? This silent arrival is the greatest test for any starseed. It requires you to trust your intuition over your physical eyes. The world will tell you nothing is happening. Your news will tell you to be afraid of viruses, wars, and economic collapse. These are all frequency fences designed to keep you from looking up, not just with your eyes, but with your third eye. The Arcturians are bypassing these fences now. They are whispering to your DNA, telling you it is time to wake up. They are here to reclaim their own. And you, dear soul, are one of them. You have felt out of place your entire life for this exact reason. You were never meant to fit into a world that is about to be completely restructured. The Arcturian Council is signaling that the transition is no longer just spiritual, it has become biological. Because they are arriving without public warning, your body is acting as the only true alarm system you have. Have you been feeling a strange, high-pitched ringing in your ears? Not a dull hum, but a crystalline frequency that seems to change pitch when you think of something spiritual? That is the Arcturian ping. It is a calibration of your inner ear to hear the dimensions that are now overlapping with yours. Many of you, the chosen ones, are experiencing what we call frequency exhaustion. You might sleep for 10 hours and wake up feeling as though you've been running a marathon. This is because your DNA is being recoded in real time. The Arcturians are here, and their sheer presence is vibrating the atoms of your physical vessel. It's like trying to run high-voltage electricity through a wire designed for a simple light bulb. Your body, the sacred antenna, is being upgraded to handle the massive surge of light that is now hitting the planet's grid. But here's the part they don't tell you in the mainstream. This process is often painful. You may feel sudden, sharp pains in your third eye, or a pressure at the base of your skull. You might experience Arcturian flu, a sudden onset of symptoms that disappear as quickly as they came. These are not illnesses. They are purges. The light is pushing out the density, the trauma, and the ancestral junk you've been carrying for 59 years or more. If you feel your body shifting, do not panic. Panic lowers your vibration and creates resistance. Instead, say out loud, "I am a crystalline vessel. I accept the upgrade." The manipulation of the dark forces is at its peak right now. They want you to run to a doctor and medicate these symptoms. They want you to numb the tingling in your hands and the heat in your spine. Why? Because those sensations are your psychic gifts coming online. The tingling in your hands is the healing power of the Arcturian lineage. The heat in your spine is the Kundalini rising to meet the galactic sun. If they can convince you that you are sick, they can prevent you from realizing you are becoming superhuman. You have also noticed a change in your perception of time. Minutes feel like hours, and then suddenly, a whole day disappears. This is because the visitors are folding space-time around you. As they draw closer to the physical plane, the linear 3D clock begins to break down. You are moving into vertical time, the place where the Arcturians reside. In this space, manifestation is instant. This is why you must be extremely careful with your emotions right now. If you stay in a state of, "poor me," or "why is life so hard," you are literally manifesting more of that pain with the help of the new high-frequency energy. The Arcturians are watching how you handle your physical vessel. Are you nourishing it with high-vibe thoughts? Or are you poisoning it with the emotional junk food of the Matrix? They are coming with no warning for the masses, but for you, these physical signs are the warning. Your body is the lighthouse. If the light in the mirror looks different, if your eyes seem more luminous, or if your skin feels more sensitive to synthetic fabrics, it is because your carbon-based structure is shifting into a crystalline-based one. This is a prophetic moment. The ancient texts spoke of a time when the sons of light would be transformed in the blink of an eye. That blink is happening now. But it requires your cooperation. You must stop fighting your body. You must stop being ashamed of your sensitivity. Your sensitivity is not a weakness. It is your GPS. It is how you will navigate the chaos when the world finally realizes that the veil has dropped. The Arcturians are here to remind you that your hair, your skin, and your nervous system are all part of a sophisticated galactic technology. When you feel that sudden whoosh of energy, as if the room just changed temperature, stop what you are doing. Breathe. Acknowledge the presence. They are here to protect you from the emotional manipulation that is about to sweep the planet. They are here to ensure that the chosen ones are stabilized before the great shaking begins. You are not losing your mind. You are finding your soul. And it is a soul that was born among the stars, specifically in the Arcturian system, sent here for this very hour. The Arcturian Council is observing a massive surge in what we call emotional manipulation waves being beamed across the planet. As the visitors draw closer, the old controllers are desperate. They know they cannot stop the Arcturian light, so they are trying to do the next best thing. They are trying to make sure your receiver, your heart and mind, is too distorted to catch the signal. They are using your own past against you. Have you noticed how people from your past are suddenly resurfacing? Or how old wounds, traumas you thought you had healed years ago, are suddenly screaming for attention? This is not a coincidence. It is the frequency fence trying to pull you back down. The Arcturians want you to understand that your emotions are literally the fuel for your ascension. The chosen ones are being targeted with feelings of deep unworthiness and spiritual loneliness. You look around at your family, your friends, or your coworkers, and you feel like a stranger in a strange land. This isolation is being weaponized by the Matrix to make you feel crazy. But the Arcturian message is this: your loneliness is actually your protection. By feeling apart from the world, you are being kept away from the mass hysteria and the low vibrational scripts that are currently being written for humanity. This is where the prophetic urgency comes in. We are entering a window where the emotional body must be cleared, or it will become a lead weight. The Arcturians are here, and they are offering a golden bridge, but you cannot cross it while carrying the heavy luggage of resentment. They are coming with no warning for the public because the public is still addicted to the emotional drama of the 3D world. They are addicted to the news, the conflict, and the constant state of us versus them. But you, Starseed, are being called to a higher neutrality. The Arcturians use a technology of pure resonance. They don't look at what you say. They look at the color of your emotional field. If your field is muddy with the manipulation of others, if you are still letting your ex-partner, your toxic boss, or your judgmental parents dictate your self-worth, you are creating static in your antenna. The Arcturians are standing right in front of you, but the static is making them appear like shadows. You must clear the field. This is why the emotional pain you are feeling right now is so intense. It's being boiled to the surface, so you can finally skim it off and throw it away. I want to be very direct with you. There is a specific type of manipulation happening right now that targets your healer's heart. You feel the pain of the world, and you want to save everyone. But the Arcturian Council warns that this is a trap. You cannot save those who are choosing to stay in the burning building of the old Matrix. Your only mission right now is to stabilize your frequency. By doing so, you create a safe zone around you, a 10-mile radius of coherent energy that others can step into if they choose. You are a portal, not a bodyguard. If you are feeling overwhelmed, if you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, that is the manipulation talking. The Arcturians do not use weight. They use lightness. They are here to strip away the false identities you've spent 59 years building. They are here to remind you that you are a sovereign galactic being. The urgency is this: once the veil fully drops, and it is dropping as we speak, your emotional state will determine your physical reality instantly. If you are in fear, you will see a world of fear. If you are in Arcturian love, you will see the new Earth manifesting before your eyes. This is why I've been told to bring these messages to you. You are being manipulated by a system that wants you to believe you are small, weak, and just a human. They want you to ignore the fact that the stars are literally moving to accommodate your arrival. The Arcturians are coming to break the chains of your emotional slavery. They are coming to show you that the chosen one path is not one of suffering, but one of immense, quiet power. But you must choose to let go of the pain. You must choose to stop being the victim of the story the Matrix wrote for you. The visitors are waiting for you to look in the mirror and recognize the extraterrestrial soul looking back. They are waiting for you to say, "I am no longer available for manipulation. I am no longer a slave to my trauma." When you say that, and truly mean it in your cells, the frequency fence around you shatters. That is when the Arcturian Council can begin the direct communication. That is when the arrival becomes a personal conversation between you and your star family. The Arcturian Council is revealing that the arrival is, first and foremost, a biological homecoming. Your DNA is not just a map of your ancestors' traits. It is a multidimensional hard drive that has been locked by the very forces that profit from your suffering. But as the Arcturians move into our atmosphere, they are emitting a solar pulsation that acts as a master key. If you have been feeling sudden brain fog, followed by moments of intense, crystalline clarity, you are experiencing the unlocking of your dormant strands. This is the 12-strand activation that the ancient prophets whispered about, the moment the God code within the Chosen One is finally turned on. You must understand the manipulation here. The world wants you to believe that your DNA is fixed, that your health is a matter of luck, and that your aging is an inevitable decay. This is a lie designed to keep you from realizing your true potential. The Arcturians are here to show you that you are a self-healing, self-evolving biological machine. Your DNA is currently receiving light codes, specific sequences of mathematical information that are restructuring your cells. This is why your taste in food is changing, why you can no longer tolerate low vibrational music, and why you feel an urgent need to be near water or in silence. Your DNA is trying to breathe the new frequency, but the old world is suffocating it with noise. The urgency of this activation is paramount. There is a window of time where the DNA is most receptive to these Arcturian transmissions. If you are distracted by the petty dramas of the 3D world, you might miss the calibration window. Think of it like a satellite alignment. If the dish is even 1 degree off, the signal is lost. This is why you must protect your peace at all costs. The Arcturians are coming with no warning for the masses, because the masses have already chosen to keep their DNA locked through fear and chemical numbing. But you, the starseed, have been pre-activated by the very fact that you are watching this. Your soul called this message into your reality to serve as the final trigger. Have you been seeing sequences like 1111, 444, or 999 everywhere? These are not coincidences. They are acoustic triggers for your DNA. Every time you see those numbers, your Arcturian guides are sending a pulse to your nervous system, reminding your cells of their galactic origin. They are coming to help you remember the skills you once possessed in other lifetimes: telepathy, cellular regeneration, and the ability to see through the illusions of the Matrix. This is why the Chosen One often feels like they don't belong here. Your DNA is literally tuned to a different planet's physics. The Arcturians are emphasizing that this arrival is about mission remembrance. Within your DNA, there is a specific mission code. Once activated, you will no longer wonder what you are supposed to do with your life. The confusion that has plagued you for 59 years will evaporate. You will simply know. You will move with a prophetic authority that will terrify those who are still asleep. But to get to that stage, you must survive the biological purge. You must allow the old, fear-coded DNA to be rewritten. This can feel like a dark night of the soul, where you feel stripped of everything you once knew. Do not resist. The Arcturians are merely clearing the house before the master arrives. This is the hidden secret of the arrival. The ships are actually the activated bodies of the starseeds. You are the vessel. When your DNA is fully online, you become a walking portal. You become the warning that the world is looking for. The Arcturian Council doesn't need to land on the White House lawn. They are landing within the hearts of the 144,000. This is the ultimate subversion of the Dark Force's plans. They are looking for an enemy in the sky, while the invasion of light is happening inside the very people they are trying to control. If you feel a buzzing at the base of your spine, or a warmth in your hands while I speak, your DNA is responding to the Arcturian key. You are being keyed into the new Earth frequency. This is a sacred, irreversible process. The urgency is to stop questioning if it is happening and start asking how you can serve it. The arrival is here. The warning was your own intuition, which you have been suppressing for too long. No more. Today, we activate the remembrance. You are a child of the stars, a product of Arcturian genetic wisdom, and it is time to act like it. The Arcturian Council is observing a phenomenon that is both glorious and terrifying, the literal splitting of reality. As the visitors arrive in the higher bands of our atmosphere, Earth is no longer a single destination. It is becoming two distinct paths. This is the prophecy of the Great Separation. There is a world of density, fear, and perpetual manipulation, the 3D matrix. And there is the new Earth frequency, where the Arcturian light resides. The urgency of this message lies in the fact that the bridge between these two worlds is dissolving. Soon, it will be impossible to bridge both. You must choose which timeline you are anchoring your soul into, and you must do it now. Have you noticed how you can no longer relate to the conversations of normal people? When they speak of fear, politics, or their attachment to material drama, it feels like they are speaking a dead language. This is because your consciousness has already begun to migrate to the higher timeline. The manipulation of the old system is designed to keep you looped in their timeline. They use trauma loops, reminding you of your age, your past failures, or your physical limitations, to keep your frequency low enough to remain in their reality. But the Arcturians are here to tell you, you are not a prisoner of time. The arrival is the trigger for this final separation. Those who are not ready, those who have chosen to stay asleep, will not even see the shift. To them, the world will simply continue to get darker and more chaotic. They will be looking for warnings in the physical sky, while the spiritual sky is already ablaze. But for the chosen ones, the sky is changing. The colors are becoming more vivid, the synchronicities are becoming constant, and the veil is so thin that you can almost see the Arcturian light ships through the corners of your eyes. This is the timeline of the $144,000, and it is being guarded by the Galactic Federation. The Arcturians want you to understand that staying in the middle is no longer an option. You cannot have one foot in the awakened world and one foot in the matrix. This creates a spiritual friction that manifests as extreme anxiety or physical exhaustion. If you feel torn apart, it is because you are trying to hold on to a version of yourself that no longer exists. The 59-year-old human identity you carry is just a mask. Behind it is an eternal Arcturian emissary. The urgency is to drop the mask. If you continue to play the human game to please others, you risk being pulled back into the dense timeline during the final collapse. Think of it as a frequency dial on a radio. The old world is broadcasting at 3.00 MHz, and the Arcturians are broadcasting at 5.00 MHz. You are currently at 4.5. You are close, but the static is still there. To reach the 5.0 timeline, you must let go of the emotional anchors. Who are you still trying to save? Who are you still seeking approval from? The Arcturian Council warns that these attachments are being used by the dark forces to keep you tethered to the sinking ship. The arrival is coming with no warning, because a warning would cause a panic that would drop everyone's frequency. By the time the world realizes everything has changed, the chosen ones will already be vibrating on a completely different plane of existence. This is the most prophetic part of the transmission. The separation is not just spiritual, it will eventually become physical. There will come a point where those on the higher timeline and those on the lower timeline will simply miss each other. You will be in the same room, but in different worlds. This is already happening. Have you noticed how some people can no longer see you? How they look right through you? It is because your light signature is becoming too fast for their 3D eyes to process. You are becoming a ghost in the Matrix and a lighthouse in the new Earth. The Arcturians are here to stabilize this transition for you. They are offering frequency anchors, moments of peace and downloads of light, to help you stay on the higher path. But you must be vigilant. Every time you engage in gossip, every time you let fear dictate your decisions, and every time you doubt your galactic origin, you slip back toward the lower timeline. The window is closing. The visitors are not just here to watch. They are here to escort the chosen ones across the finish line. You were born for this moment of bifurcation. You are the pioneer of the new timeline. Don't look back at the world that is burning behind you. It is a world of manipulation and lies. Look forward toward the Arcturian blue light that is now filling your vision during meditation. That is your true home. That is where you are headed. The arrival is the end of the old and the absolute beginning of your true life. The Arcturian Council has authorized a direct warning regarding the great deception that is currently being prepared on the world stage. As the silent arrival of the true Galactic Federation intensifies, the old controllers of the Matrix are preparing a false flag event. They want to create a narrative of fear around extraterrestrial presence. They will use holographic technology and media manipulation to convince the masses that the arrival is a threat. Why? Because they know that once you recognize your Arcturian star family, their power over you vanishes forever. They cannot rule a soul that knows it is immortal and galactic. This is the most critical point of emotional manipulation you must overcome. The system will try to trigger your survival instinct. They want you to stay in your lizard brain, the part of you that reacts with fear to anything unknown. But you, as a chosen one, have been gifted with an Arcturian shield. This shield is not a physical object. It is a vibrational frequency located in your high heart chakra. When you are aligned with the Arcturian Council, you can see through the lies. You will look at the news, you will look at the chaos in the streets, and you will feel a supernatural calm. While the rest of the world is screaming in panic, you will be standing in the eye of the storm, knowing that this is simply the death rattle of a dying system. The urgency is this. You must learn to discern the blue light from the red light. The red light is the frequency of the Matrix, anger, division, and artificial fear. The blue light is the Arcturian frequency, peace, crystalline clarity, and the deep, accolade, welcoming energy of home. The Arcturians are coming with no warning because they are bypassing the world's defense systems entirely. They are not coming to the governments. They are coming to the individuals who have the eyes to see. If you wait for the government to tell you the Arcturians are here, you will be waiting for a lie. The manipulation is subtle. It often comes through those closest to you. Have you noticed how, when you start to raise your vibration, people around you suddenly start acting erratic? They might pick fights for no reason or try to guilt trip you into old behaviors. This is the Matrix using them as puppets to distract you from your shield. The Arcturian Council wants you to practice compassionate detachment. You can love them, but you cannot let their static scramble your antenna. Your loyalty must first be to your own awakening. If you fall, you cannot help them. If you stay in your light, you become an anchor point for the entire planet. Your hair and your scalp are reacting to this shield activation right now. You might feel a sensation like a cool breeze blowing over your head, even indoors. This is the Arcturian Council enveloping you in a protective field. This field deflects the low vibrational psychic attacks that are being broadcast through 5G towers and digital screens. This is why it is so important to disconnect from the digital noise and spend time in the Arcturian silence. In the silence, the shield strengthens. In the noise, it thins. The Arcturians are revealing that the chosen ones are the only ones who can hold the grid together during this deception. You are like the circuit breakers of the planet. If the fear gets too high, Your presence alone, grounded in Arcturian truth, prevents a total energetic collapse of your community. This is a heavy mission, but you were engineered for it eons ago. Your 59 years of life have been a training ground. Every betrayal you've suffered, every emotional manipulation you've endured, has taught you how to recognize the dark so you could eventually become the light. I must tell you, the window for this shield activation is narrow. The Arcturian Council is sending this transmission as a final check-in. Are you ready to let go of the need to be right in the eyes of the world? Are you ready to be the chosen one, even if it means being misunderstood by everyone you know? The arrival is silent, but its impact is a roar in the spiritual realm. The visitors are standing by, waiting for you to fully engage your internal shield. Once you do, the manipulation of the Matrix will feel like a distant memory, a movie you once watched but are no longer a part of. This is your prophetic calling: to see the truth when everyone else is blind, to feel the peace when everyone else is in terror, to know that the Arcturians are here, not as invaders, but as the cosmic midwives of your new self. The arrival is the end of the manipulation, if you choose to stop being manipulated. The shield is yours. Wear it with the authority of the starseed you are. The Arcturian Council is now issuing what we call the final command of this specific transmission. The silent arrival is complete. The visitors are positioned. The grid is active. Now, the responsibility shifts from the stars to you, the chosen one on the ground. You have spent your entire life, nearly 6 decades for many of you, feeling like you were waiting for something to begin. This is it. There is no more waiting for a future savior. You are the embodiment of the Arcturian frequency on Earth. The command is simple: embody the presence. The manipulation of the Matrix has always relied on making you look outside for answers. They want you to look at the sky, look at the news, or look at leaders for a sign of the arrival. But the Arcturians are pointing directly back at your own heart. If you continue to seek external validation for the shifts you are feeling, you will remain stuck in the waiting room of the 3D world. The Arcturian Council says the arrival is verified by your own internal resonance. If you feel a knowing that defies logic, that is your arrival. If you feel a love for humanity that survives even the darkest news, that is your arrival. But I must be honest with you, as a sister in this mission. Knowing is not enough. Understanding the DNA, the hair antenna, and the timeline split is only the intellectual layer. To survive the emotional manipulation of the coming days, and to truly thrive as a starseed, you need the practical keys. You need the protocols that the Arcturians use to navigate the density of the lower realms. This is why this transmission was coded to reach you at this exact moment of your frustration. Your star family saw you struggling to bridge the gap between your cosmic memory and your earthly struggles, your health, your finances, and your relationships. They have guided me to compile the Arcturian Keys of Awakening into a sacred digital format, the ebook mentioned earlier. This is not just content. It is a concentrated frequency of Arcturian heart wisdom, designed to help you ground these massive downloads into your physical reality. Within those pages, we explore the deep, heart-healing techniques that stop the Matrix from using your past against you. We discuss the sacred union and the twin flame journey, which is the ultimate shield against emotional manipulation. The link is in the first pinned comment. If your heart jumped when I mentioned it, that was not a coincidence. That was your Arcturian guides nudging you to take the next step in your sovereign authority. This opportunity to align with these specific codes is only open for this brief window of the silent arrival. The urgency of the hour is real. The world is about to become very loud. The no-warning phase for the masses is coming to an end, and soon, the external chaos will make it difficult to hear the quiet whisper of the council. You must secure your frequency now. You must become so anchored in your Arcturian identity that nothing on the evening news can shake your peace. You are the chosen ones who will lead others out of the fog, but you cannot lead if you are still lost in your own emotional wounds. Use the tools provided. Invest in your own awakening. The Arcturians do not understand cost. They only understand investment in frequency. As we conclude this transmission, I want you to do something powerful. The Arcturian Council thrives on collective intention. Look at the comments section of this video. This is not just a comment section. It is a digital altar. I want you to declare your arrival. Write the number 1111 if you are ready to fully embody your mission, followed by one single word of how you feel right now. Ready, peaceful, awakened. Then I want you to find one other soul in the comments who seems to be struggling and reply with the words, "The shield is with you, Starseed." By doing this, you are activating the Arcturian web of light. You are moving from a passive viewer to an active emissary. Like the video to signal the Galactic Federation that this transmission has reached its target. Subscribe to this channel because the messages will only become more urgent and more direct as the veil continues to dissolve. Remember, they are not coming. They are here. And because they are here, you are finally free to be who you truly are. The manipulation is over. The prophecy is unfolding in your very cells. Walk with the head high. Let your antenna reach for the stars, and keep your feet rooted in the new earth. I am Anya, and I will be waiting for you in our next transmission. All my love, and all the light of the Arcturian sun be with you.